Well, hello, and good morning. Happy Wednesday morning, I believe. I hope this one gets out to you guys Wednesday morning. So, we are here back again, I know, with the altered book. 50-50 on it, right? Seen it, don't want to see it, but I'm really excited about this next set of pages. I want to work on this lovely lady on the back, having a full, like, lacy paper flip, and then the inside will be a little simpler, but it'll all sort of blend together. So, I'm also really stoked because I'm all caught up. So, thank you all for coming along, liking, loving, commenting, new subscribers. Loving to see that my numbers are going up. So it's a bummer when I see the numbers go down, but then new people show up. So, really looking forward to all of you watching, liking, and commenting, and letting me know that you're here. Even if it's just a simple drop of hi, especially to some of the newbies, I would really appreciate to see some new names in the comments. Like I said, even just a simple hi, thank you, I don't know, a simple word, who knows, but, I would love to see some more comments, on the video, and let me know that you are there and that you are watching. So, yeah, quick recap, we have all the pages covered. We've got our lovely goodies with our little collage that we did up there, so give it some personality, so it's, somewhat covered. Found something in the back. I found a scrap of textured paper that I have that you can still write on. The nice little cover, right? Both sides. We got one pink, one green, sort of go with what we're working on. This is done. It's all sewn in. I did sort of a sampler piece, so it's a little messier, but that's okay. It gives you plenty of writing space, has some nice interesting noise, and it sticks out just enough so that it can bend easily and not have any issues. We're definitely getting thick. So right now, I did move that second one into this back pocket because it was making this section a little thick. Not that this isn't, but I decided to put one of them in here, which is the other purpose, is some of these larger pockets are going to get more of this drop-in ordeal. Now, they're not all going to have stuff in the middle. I may have to find some different cardboard. Not cardboard. Sorry, that's packing. Cardstock. Maybe not just eco-dyed, to help strengthen our book pages, but go with it. So by doing that, the two guest checks that we were working on last time, we saw this one, it was all finished. It fits nicely in here, nice and quiet, I don't have to worry about it. And then I did this one on camera for a short. And isn't it adorable? We're leaving the back alone. This is a thicker cut card guest check, so it's not so bad. But I just layered it and used one of my instantly backed mini cards and did this little flip out so you can write on it and tuck it away. And so it's super cute to go in here also, knowing that it's not a big deal. Huge thing. And so it looks really cute here. As far as I'm concerned, like, under my, what I think, this looks really cute. So I'm stoked about that. So, and then I got the, now I did, wow, through the pink, through the blue, you can actually see the writing still. It's thinner than it looks. This is going to be tricky. Some pages like this are thicker avocado paper. Can't see anything, but, it is what it is. So, I did them where each side matched up with blue ending each one, so it sort of went with what was next door. But we're caught up, and the next 8 are out. So, it is, when I go, oh my gosh, it's getting really thick. And then I take that next 8 out, and it does lay a little flatter. But it's getting there. I guess we just keep going and see what happens. I was debating, and I'm like, And out of some of those 8 that I just removed, like, these are not anything that we would use. There's a lot of weird drawings and elements and words, and I'm like, where is it? Yeah, no, there was like these guys. Too hard to cover. So some things are just going to get recycled, which is sort of a bummer. But that's what happens when you do with a more modern book. You're like, So, alright, so today, in all this chaos, I have long strips, I have laces and mesh, and whatnot that we are going to attempt with this page. We're going to put it to good use. We're going to cover it, and we're going to create that sort of page flip on top that we're going to open up and see her underneath. So, that is the, expectations for today. We do know that I did know with these guys about 4 3/4. One flat, one potentially ripped or all ripped. 4 3/4 all ripped. Like this guy gave you plenty of room to where we had definitely a gap. So with her, I think we can do 5 ripped both sides, and we should be able to go to the edge with her and have a little bit of space because she's on the outside, or this left side. We have to keep this in mind. I did use the flat ends most of the time on this side. So I think 4 3/4 is a little short, so we're definitely go about 5 inches, and I'm hoping we're gonna do okay with our placement. Yeah, I had some fun issues, but I'm really stoked that I'm all caught up. So, and then on this side, we're gonna play with this one, where we're gonna cut up the frame, and we're gonna frame right here on the inside. We're gonna have one of these pages right here, and we're gonna use this top corner here. So we're gonna sort of faux partial, like, picture frame it, and sort of give it a little bit of break for a pocket here. So that should be pretty easy, and I'll probably show you guys that later. But we do have, and all the colors go together, so it's definitely another section where they all sort of go hand in hand. I'm so stoked and so happy. So the reason why we're back on here today with another altered book page. It is one more, like I said, the pocketed interactive ones. I am trying to decorate it and show it with you guys, so hopefully you will all continue to watch it. I'll try to give you a break. Next 2 videos, I have a die cut project and a mini pharmacy bag neutral folio Z fold thing. So I will try to break it up like we do the guest checks and try to give you guys a number of things to deal with. Now, this has been in the past, and I was wondering if I can, debating whether to glue those together. I can, because these 3 are open, so maybe I will to get this more stout, whatever, make it easier on me, I don't know. Now remember, this is going to be a top, not a bottom. Okay, so we're going to glue here down the sides, because I'm going to make this a top load, not a side load. We already have 2 of those, or feels like that. We have a couple. We have 2 tucks and a side loaded thing. Let's do a top one. Let's get that out of the way for a second. We're gonna fold it down, hope it all holds, so we can, yes, top load this puppy. Oops, another one. There we go. Yes. Okay, now we'll have to debate though whether or not we'll put a hole punch up here or not, but let's do these 2 together so it reminds me. Okay, so that's that. Going on to that. We can fold this down, glue it down, get it out of the way. I guess we could do that. Just do some quick prep work here. How are we all? The middle of the week about to treat you well. You have fun plans. I know a few of my ladies are still on vacation. Others are on their way home. Let's do this. Get it down a little straighter. We have enough issues. I guess we don't need any more. Trying to do it in a way where... Okay. It just folds in that corner. Hopefully you're having some fun last minute vacations for your summer. I really wish... Yeah, we did our fun stuff in the beginning, so... My daughter's toe is getting better. But yeah, we got to see the doctor at the 2-week mark to see how things were going, and he did confirm it wasn't a fracture, it was a break. She did a nice zigzag right across the middle toe, but in the bottom section, like I said, we have a bottom knuckle. You can't tell on her foot that we have 3 sections, which is funny, but in the x-rays, in this bottom section right before the knuckle, she has a cut. She does have a direct break. It's a jagged one, and it even has a little bit of a bone sticking out because this thing, broke and shifted over a little bit. So the little thing sticks out. We can feel it actually with your toe, but there is a jagged break right across the middle toe. And because we couldn't see that, and they didn't point it out well enough, I guess. I thought it was just like a fracture, a crack up the side. And I was like, well, okay, So then we see, the orthopedic, and he's like, yeah, it's going to take you like 6 weeks to really feel really good, and you're only 2 weeks out, so give it some time, and he's like, oh, go get a good shoe, go get a good tennis shoe, and so it doesn't bend while you walk, and everything he referred us on to was $150 to $200 shoe. I was like, excuse me, this girl does not wear tennis shoes. You want me to go do what? And, you know, right now she's walking around. Not work the way I want that to. You know, she's walking around the house, and so I don't know if she's doing herself any good, because she's really not using the shoe, because we wear the shoe, it has a huge gap, so she's like on her toes on her other foot. She has to wear like a full another shoe, like to wear the shoe brace even around the house, and she's like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So she's been hobbling around the house. Pretty good. Okay, so those are prepped. Those are nice and thin now, except they're sticking. So that I can do what I need to do with them later. The 2 pages are glued together, so I have my top loaded, ready to go. Okay, so that this is now one piece and it is ready for us to do our thing. Now, no, do the clips just to see it's getting, just to sort of weigh it down to make it a little easier to work on. Okay, let's see if it helps. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna erase that. But yeah, so anyway, 2 weeks out. She said it's gonna take, you know, full 6 weeks to heal in any fashion, but it shouldn't have any, you know, any overlasting ordeals. And so now we're just trying to figure out that, because, you know, she goes to school in a week and a couple days. Oh, 2 weeks as yesterday, right? Yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday, school starts. So I was like, okay, well, that's 4 weeks out, so you're still 2 weeks to heal. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, she's at 4 to 5 week mark. So she's really gonna have to be really careful with her shoes. She's gonna have to wear the thickest boots and things that she has that are pretty flat-footed, because one of her classes could be upstairs. Upstairs not a big deal. Coming back down is when you end up bending your toe in the direction that's gonna hurt a little. So we're like, oh, So it's a little bit of a, you know, are we or aren't we going to do any damage? So what I was gonna do, so I do have my blue speckled egg. It's a very blue thing, so I feel it's a combination of, we need both the blue, a little bit of the blue and the photo on this one, because I want to not get caught, but I definitely went back and did a lot of, inking on the coffee dye pages, not knowing, you know, how good my breaks would be, my cuts, and so I wanted to make sure the pages were very attacked nicely. So we're going to do the blue quite a bit, and then we're going to do a little bit of vintage on it, and then yes, I'm on camera, and right, I'm on camera, yeah, and I backed up a little bit so we can see. Now my screen probably is darkened up, so alright, let's do while we're at it. I'm gonna drop my thing right back in here, then. Alright. But yeah, no, so I can't believe that school's 2 weeks away. Ugh. It's like, I'm happy in some ways, because I'm like, oh my gosh, kids will be at school and maybe I'll get work done. But then it doesn't really matter sometimes. It's like, oh, the house needs to be worked on, the school has to be, you know, there's always something, and I'm like, well, I don't think it really matters. I'm either gonna work it or I'm not. I'm trying to wait here. Now, because this page beside us is going to go bye-bye, I'm not too worried. Now there is a little bit of the other, yeah, in there. So what I was doing, I did this a lot in the other one to get the inside edges, because we know that the adding bits of this color, it makes it a little yellow in some spots, but I think it'll give a nice marbled effect in case I cannot cover something well enough. I've got a backup, and that's the biggest thing, because, you know, we're not covering the pages the way we thought we would, so some complications. I'm really hoping this lays out, guys. I'm hoping it stays. It's in this book. I think it'd be fun. I think the cover would be really pretty. I'm really stoked about certain things about the cover. But I'm starting to prepare when I'm doing this, in case I have to rip this all out, that, you know, I have things not in the way and I can do a 3-hole punch or 3-hole, you know, ring ordeal on this thing. So I am preparing for the what if, in case we do this and we're like, oh, this just isn't going to fly, you know, this isn't going to work. So, but we're going to give it a shot. Because most of these pages, I think, are definitely going to get recycled. I'm like, definitely has some, yeah, I don't know if I want to read it or not. I'm thinking, it has some interesting content. I'm like, okay. Okay, so we definitely want to do a number of things. So, we knew we were thinking about around here was our potential. So that she is on the beautiful outside of the page. Yes, she's going to get covered to a point. This will be on the inside, but we're going to have pieces, I'm hoping, left over up here and here to help with our paper flip. I'm really stoked about that. So let's see. I'm trying to even that out, get my head out of the picture. And carefully rip this because I do want to use it. So we need to... I don't know why I keep putting my eraser away. I'm like, I'm not sure why I keep doing that because I do need it. So I want to use this dated piece. And we have these guys. And then I'm creating some horizontal ones. And so, yeah, I'm so stoked. Okay, so we know we need 5 inches out. Those are very interesting inches. Wow, that does not work. Huh. 5 is way over here. 6, 4. Oh, 0 to 5. Interesting. I was like, how in God's creation? It has a middle section and goes out both ways. Who knew? Okay. Anyway, 6 or 5 is about over here, right along the E. So a beautiful brace, bracelle maybe, I don't know. So I'm hoping, I'm going off the white border on the bottom as our point of reference. I am going to do this. I'll go a little more short. How I wish I hadn't done that across the top though. Shoot. Oh well. And because this is going to be, wherever it is, it's still going to be a great piece on the bottom. Alright. This will definitely be sticking out on one end of the, shoot, I wasn't paying, I was paying attention, but I wasn't. I got excited about what I was doing. Alright, let's get the bottom. I always did notice that at least you want to have the more weight on your hands. I have my fan on this morning, and it's a little cold, but it's okay. It's supposed to be mid-80s today, so we're creeping up like every... I said it was supposed to be 80, 81 yesterday, 82. I think it only got to like 78, so I'm sort of stoked about that, but we'll see. It keeps bouncing around between 88 and 92 on my daughter's birthday. I'm like, okay, make up your mind. Alright, so I am looking off the camera for a second to figure out where up here. And no matter what I do, I am going to lose that poor little, yeah, I don't get to keep that no matter what I do. So I guess ripping there wasn't really going to make a difference. Alright. I was sort of hoping we'd have a little bit more of that to play with elsewhere. And that did not happen. So, oh well. That's okay. But I think it's still going to help with the top piece. Alright. So there's that. So let's get her inked up and down, because then I can sit here and play with our lacy fabric flip. Most people do fabric flips. I'm going to do a lacy paper flip because, well, I don't have fabric, and fabric might be a little too thick. Right now we're going to try to keep it a little thinner because of the weight of the book, with the papers and a little bit of lace, and hope that, it's not too bulky. Okay, I'm using both. And we tone, does tone down the other one, doesn't it? So what's up? Let's see. So we got the shelves up. I talked about that, and that's chaos. So far they're holding. Now I did realize I missed the stud in the wall by like an inch or two. I'm just probably on the outside of the stud for this one ordeal. So I'm keeping an eye on it. If it does decide to go, it's starting to not hold very well. I'm just gonna unscrew it, move it over, knowing I don't need any stucco on one end, and then just redo the sheetrock thingies on the other side. If the pieces I have will pull out and work, great. If not, I have new ones. I bought 12. Thank God I was smart. And I'm just going to have to redo the wall, which means then I have to putty and fill the other one. That poor wall is going to have so many holes. It really had almost no holes in it. It only had the original sheet, original long 9-foot shelving holes, and now, well, now I have more. So it definitely sits inside. So I could try to move it in a little bit, and we could add a thin lace piece on the outside here, since it's such a fancy page. Because my lace definitely can go either way. I can do one of these guys in half, which we love doing, to go vertical. And then, oh good, I have a piece I can play with. So cut it in half, and we have a nice vertical row. I'm thinking this one needs to go this way. But like we have this piece of paper with this lace over it. We have this that could be meshed over some of this stuff. So we have that going over. I was thinking about putting a little bit underneath there somewhere. I have the blue on the end here. So I was thinking a little bit of the blue paper. We have the lace. Now I can either do it over. I can do it over because we can see it still. This piece isn't very long, so it's going to be short, right? We're going to have it short, and so it's going to be over here. We have this. I'm thinking about cutting out the square piece here to go underneath somewhere. So we have sort of a different levels. I have blue in other pieces, but that's sort of the gist of what I was thinking. Lace and stuff and layered over. So what I'm trying to see is, do I have something? I mean, I do. I have plenty. I can do a ruffled lace, but that does make it a little bumpy under this. It sure is pretty. I have something like this. I keep trying to use this, so it's really light and airy. It's very thin in the sense of, bulk, to where I could put that under the edge to give us some clearance. I know, that's what I'm seeing all this stuff, so I'm trying to see, is it one too many or is it enough? And that's, it's fine to have something sticking out. I'm all for it, like we did on the other page. Nice, which are due for another lace page, so lace piece, so yeah, let's do that. And then everything else will sit right inside it anyway. It could overlap a little bit, but alright. Let's do this so that we can stretch it over just a little bit so it's not as, what's the word? Just isn't as so in the way. I would do this, but it is pretty bulky, and on a page where we don't have much going on, or on the ruffle of a pocket, this is great. And we might decide to still use that. Alright. Cat. Ugh, she's in a mood. Okay. Alright, so there's all that up there. Alright. I'm looking for my glue. So, anyway, so this week was, so the shelving's done, and so she begged me, before it got any warmer, to finally paint her canvas. She had a white canvas up on our wall that we were just pinning stuff to. So we're using it as a cork board, but as a canvas, which is a little hard because canvas and pins don't always work very well. But we made it do, and so she's had it covered. So she wants to make a friend board. She wants to be able to put up fun things from this year as photos come up, as events come up. She wants to be able to pin or put string across and use the canvas as a backdrop. So we need to paint it the dark colors. We do the dark charcoal, and then try to splatter the lighter gray and the green over it to give it some motif. So we played with that, so that was fun to try to let her. She did one of her walls. All on her own. I wanted to help her, and I should have known. The girl gets stubborn. She didn't want my advice. She didn't want to do it my way. But she actually, I guess I gotta give her credit. She knows what she's doing. She's one of ours. And she sort of did what I wanted to do. I would have given it a little bit more. I would prefer, personally, like things to line up in certain ways. Giving that sort of grout look of a mosaic. She did overlap a few things, but it actually turned out really well. Her whole wall is covered. Her grandmother, her Oma, my husband's mom, sends us newspaper clippings. Sometimes historic. Most of the time it's just animal-based. Animals, because they're up in Idaho. So, they get sort of like a national thing, and so they get, nature, whatever newspaper she has, must have a lifestyle or a nature style section, and so she sends us those all the time. And once every couple months we get an envelope full of photos. And both girls done it. My oldest has a smaller version on her wall of some brighter colored nature pictures, more greenery and some animals. But Lizzie really likes all the does all the animals and stuff, so she took quite a few, and she's been collecting them over the years. I mean, I have a huge, whatever they don't want, I have the collection of. So I'm gonna have to do a nature photo, like take out all the text per se, and cut out all the photos, and I need to do like a black scrapbook album of all of these cool things, and do sort of a combination of a journal and a scrapbook and a photo album one of these years, and totally go for it, and do this kind of cool thing and for all this stuff she's cut out. But yeah, so she sends these things, and the girls have been collecting them. They've been using them. I can't wait to take a photo. I need to take a photo, and I need to print it out and then send it with the senior photos and stuff to my mother-in-law and be like, guess what? Look what they're doing with these things. It's so cool. So, but she did. She totally just attacked her wall. And I was like, oh, you want the whole, did all this painting, you covered it all up with newspaper clippings. Okay. But it does stand out for now. Until it gets too much, she will then probably start paring it down. Knowing her, it'll start paring down, and it'll start thinning out. But right now, makes her happy. She can sleep. That's all that matters. For a while there, she had him up on one wall, and it was too much. Got overwhelming, and she couldn't sleep. I was like, okay. Something shifted, and she's like, nope, can't do it. And I was like, all right, well, you'll figure it out. So, she has it up. It's behind her head. I mean, it's beside her, up on the wall. Her bed's right in front of it. But it looks really cool. So, but anyway, so she did that all on her own. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, look what I did. I'm like, come see what I did. And I went, oh, I'm always like, what'd you do? All right, there you go. Even just like that alone is so pretty. We don't have to do anything else. But that wouldn't be any fun, right? So we're not going to make a flip. So I can either cut that or I can just fold it in. I mean, I got to fold it up. But I don't know if I want to see it. But it does give me some, what's the word? Movement. So I'm not, folding up so much that I am missing out on the fun stuff. So let's see what we can do with this flip. I am trying to at least tone down the white so if it does show through in anywhere, it isn't such a big deal. So those are, I guess they're totally makeup brushes. With those handles. I don't know how you'd use it per se as a makeup brush because I don't see how with a hand. But they're, crafty makeup brush. This is KPNK. Just for, I don't know. But I've had them for a while, and in the beginning, and to do this kind of, help with this kind of thing. And yes, I'm doing everything on this page because 10 to 1 this page is coming out. This is the next 8, right? That needs to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, not the end of the world whatever I do to it. I don't know if I'm going to do another set of these guys, though, every 8. I may take out 8 and do something, maybe low-key, but still pocketed, and then go back to another thing of, coffee dyed. We'll see. I haven't decided how much coffee dye I really want to use in here, especially if it at some point is going to end up all out. So that's what I'm a little worried about, right? Okay, so here is our potentially top back. We know we're looking at 1/2 of this to decorate that half. Because then you're going to see that. So I'm going to have to put a little something up there. I don't really want to see that. Like, I really don't want to see it. A little bit of blue here. I'm going to go vertical with this, but I don't think I need it, so I might as well. So we could do this and allow it to help me whether I fold over it, around it, something. We got the 1/2 here. Okay. I know, starting to cover her up. But that's what it is, right? So we've got that. We know we're doing this. Now whether this is the top, but it won't be the top because I know that I really wanted that ear piece sticking out. Let's... I don't know if I want to I don't think I want to perfectly cut it. We've been doing everything else ripped, right? I know we need this. New scraps. Yeah, a lot of scraps. But here, we're gonna figure out how to use them one way or another, right? So, for the most part, just do that. Okay, so we have that there. Now we have this, right? Let's rip out my... It's definitely light colored and it gives us a differential, but either way, hate to do it because if I do, then I may lose out on other things. But you know, sometimes you just have to do something and not be like, but I could have done something else with it. And it's like, yeah, well, it didn't occur to you at the time, so maybe not, right? Maybe it wasn't exactly what we needed or wanted or worried about. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot on my desk, guys. So I'm thinking this needs to go underneath here. Wish I could use that. There we go. Use that page I folded over to tuck everything into. So we have that going. Okay. We have... Oh, let's get you back on camera. So we've got this going. But so, yeah, we're getting there. Her birthday's a week away, less than a week away, my youngest. So her room, I think the canvas piece is the one, I think one of really the last pieces, I think. She'll get her rug. Whoops. I hate when I do that. And that'll be sitting on her floor before, she'll get it the day before her party. So hopefully or the morning of, one or the other. I can tuck that under. Sorry, I'm a little off camera and doing something weird. I just don't want to keep moving things. So that'll probably finish it off. She'll have to clean up her room and make it all pretty for everybody showing up. She's got three of the 4 friends showing up. The 4th one's up in the air. We don't know for sure. So, but yeah, so which is fine with me. I'm like, yeah. One of the friends is coming. They went to a hotel room. Mom right next door. But I guess for room, maybe? I mean, they have a new house. I would have thought they would have their room, but I don't know. Maybe she thought it'd be easier, and it wasn't such a great thing because you have teenage girls in a hotel room where people who are traveling don't want to hear screaming teenagers. I mean, they're not like misbehaved. They're just giggling and they're laughing and they're up and they're sugar and oh my gosh, right? So they got to play in the pool for a while, which was awesome. No, okay. Well, this is not working the way I want it to. Oh, okay, fine. You're going to be temperamental. But yeah, they gotta first. Her little boys were running around. I guess running around in the bedroom, and that was upsetting people. And then the girls were making noise. I don't know. It's cute. It's we're local. Come on, it's not the end of the world. But I don't know. Yeah, I got a few warnings. I could have got kicked out of the hotel room. I got out of the hotel. I mean, local, but still sort of funny. I was like, I don't know if, a sleepover with girls in a hotel is such a smart idea. I guess when we're adults, you're like, what are you going to do? We're paying adults, get over it. But even then, So it was sort of funny. I thought, okay. Now this does need to get tucked under. But see, I didn't know if I wanted to tuck that under that or not. So this one may actually have to come off on the top. Where are my scissors? I have literally 3 pairs of scissors, 2 rulers, 3 glues, 2 inks, an eraser, a brush. I don't know what else do I have. Oh, I even have a stapler in case I wanted to staple this together, maybe the underside together before I did the top. I don't think that's going to work either. Alright, so I'm thinking that this one needs to go across the top, but we were thinking, I wanted the blue writing, right, under here somewhere. How much do we want to see? We want to go maybe that way with it. Is that going to be too long? Not really. Okay. I'm going to do that. Let's get the rest of this one inked. This was from the side pocket pages that have all the documents on it, so I can tuck in the big things. And so since the teal was on one of the tuck pages, I wanted the blue to ink on the bottom. So that was sort of cool. So that, okay, well then I can use this other half for this side. So, alright, so we're thinking this. But what I'm thinking is this one needs to go underneath something. Let's go under there, but this one wants to be on top because that is sort of one of our focal points. This could go over the top of this because it is very pretty and it makes it a little less something. I definitely wanted to do parts of that. And then we have that. Alright, now this one just sort of stands up here though. It does just sort of end here. So I'm wondering if everything is going to get tucked into this blue. So it's all tucked in here at the end. Because that might be, depending on where it sits, is also where we're going to flip. We're going to put the line in here and flip it up. So maybe glue it all together. Yeah, staple as much as I can together, glue this over, and then we'll use it as what folds up. Yeah, we'll glue that down, glue everything to here, and it would flip up this way. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be our. I need to decorate that somehow. I need to do stencil or something. Stencil and pearls will go across that. So if I do it that way, then yeah, I wanted to at least rip a little bit something. I want a little bit of the mesh at least in some fashion over it because we have to have some fun with this. But I think that's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're just about there. Hold on. I am looking for my stencils. I do this every time though. I seem to, there it is. I misplaced this. So let's do something like this where maybe large, but we can get some, we need to get something over this because I don't want to leave it just blank. I need to get a little bit of oomph to it on top of the, besides the potential pearls, which we have plenty of those to play with, let's sort of, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be a lot. I just want some. There we go. I'm like, I needed something. I could not, in good standing. I did have it. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to get some of that ink off. I'm trying to be a good girl about that. As you can see, though, I'm always leaving stuff on it. It's so delicate, and you know, it doesn't take much to pull back or undo something. Okay, so we have that ready. We will glue this part down. We will staple everything together and then we'll glue it on the underside so it does flip open. And when you do flip it up, well, I guess I better see the underside of that one too, huh? Just in case. Oh my, wait a minute. Nope, just in case. You should make sure the underside is just as try not to move it though. It's just as pretty because yes, we're going to see the underside as much as we're going to see the top side. I just realized. I know I've been rewatching TV series Castle. Love the character, of course. Love the actor. I sort of got to know him, and then my husband's, love for Firefly and Serenity. I cannot think of the actor's name, but anyway, he does Castle, and then he does The Rookie right now. Though he's got, he's finally aging, and during the lockdown, or the showcase lockdown, he definitely lost a lot of weight. I was like, wow, thinned out considerably. And I was like, oh my goodness, because during Castle, he definitely got chubbier, which was sort of funny. And being, moving around and doing so much with Firefox and Serenity for so long, and then started Castle, and got, after 8 seasons, got a little comfortable. He comes in and plays Rookie, which is a little bit more action-packed, and he definitely, showed the character of, getting into his role and doing his thing. Hold on one sec. So he thinned down some, or trimmed down and bulked up at the same time. And then all of a sudden, we had this writer's strike and Actors Guild strike, or whatever it was. And he lost a lot of weight during that time. So they come back this new season, and I'm like, whew, you have thinned out? Oh my goodness. But I was watching Castle, and it's, I've been watching it. I watched 1 to 3 episodes a night, and more times a night I fall asleep to it, right? It's sort of weird. Because it's the tone. And, I can wake up and go, wait, that's not the same story I went to sleep to. And then Kate is a character, but I like her actor too. And they both remind me a little bit of a modern day version of J.D. Robb's Detective Dallas and Rogue. And so, I guess between the two, I really like the concept. So anyway, I was watching, and finally got to the last episode of this season, or the series. And I forget how, abruptly they end the series. Because it's like they finally figured out who their main enemy is. And they've arrested one, and of course one of the bad guys got away, and he comes to finish the job, and he shoots both of them and everything. That's it, and then poof! All of a sudden it zooms past, and it's memory lane, and all of a sudden there's 3 kids running around, and 7 years later, and I'm like, it's just so abruptly happy ending. Like, oh, they survived and they moved on, and it's like, really? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. We were sort of bummed because I don't know if we knew that it was going to end. I think it sort of, they couldn't make up their minds, or they, at the last minute, they were like, oh, we're done. And so, they, instead of a tragic ending to the series, which could have been, possible too, they just, do this, crawl to each other, bleeding from gunshot wounds, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's, we have 3 lovely kids 7 years later, and happy ending, and I'm like, ugh, okay. Oh, that piece had a weird glitch, so we want this one. Okay, so how much do I need? And I start cutting in half, and whoops, which is fine. I love this pink lace, or this blue lace. It is one of our favorites. It's sold out pretty quickly. And it's sold out pretty quickly. It's not one we have anymore, but her and me have some scraps left over that we love, her being my mother, Lorette, sorry, we love using. Okay, so let's see. We have this and this, so we can start stacking things accordingly. Okay. I'm not gluing any of this down. Oh wait, I want it that way. I want to see that really pretty outside lace. Sorry, I'm going to flip that around. So let's go that way. I know this is going this way, but it's not getting, let's see, we want to, to figure it out. I guess I could start stapling some things together. Some things might get glued, but I have to make sure I get it all in there enough to where, yeah, it does flip up. Otherwise, it sort of reduces the point. I don't need it all the way up, but it's sort of a bummer when I do. Let's see, let's do that. I know we were doing this, but we need to get this guy in here. So, another one that's a double lace. This one is still up for sale. Double-sided bridal lace. I believe we still have some. Why does I still have some? Gosh, I hope so. I'm like, oh, I'd feel bad if I did another thing and I don't have it on stock. Okay, we're gonna come up. I'm using I'm a good girl, I'm using my fabric scissors. Okay. That's I think all I have left of this one. I personally only have left of that one. But I use it every so often. It's a gorgeous lace. Alright, so that was going to go there. So this definitely has to go on top. Not there. Am I in camera? Hope so. Okay. I'll bring it up to you guys in a moment. Go there. I think with some of it, let's bring it down. It'd probably be easier if I wasn't doing this on top of the book. Don't know why I'm doing this the hard way, right? But yeah, so I finished that last night, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. It just sort of ends. Just sort of ends. So yeah, now I gotta find something new. So that's like 8 seasons deep. It was something I would definitely... Oh. Well, as long as I didn't kick anything out. Okay, good. You know, it's fun to have something like that because you just keep working it and you just watch it every night when you have nothing else to do, or you want something to watch but you don't know what, and then it's like, oh, it's done. Oh, okay. So there's that. This is gonna go over it. No, I was just worrying about, I was just gonna do this, and I feel like it needs to have an angled torn piece, which I wish that would work, but maybe. Up underneath. Covers it but doesn't cover it. What do we think? Once I do it, it's done. Let's see if we can get up underneath. And that's going to get glued to this to help fold it out. Try to get it about as even as in the middle as I can. Ta-da. No. So I have 2 sort of horizontal. I have 2 vertical. Lace to go over one. You know, mesh to go over another. That goes on the ground, so I can bring it up a little bit, but I think it needs to be pretty stout. Otherwise, if I don't, it's just not going to have enough oomph. Yeah, I'm wearing a little bit of green on green. White on white, I don't know. I know the moment I start playing with this, I'm going to regret it. I start breaking it up and being like, ugh. So unless I do that to help undo it a little bit, so it's not so break up the color monotony a little bit there. It just helps this side pop out a little bit more, I think. So it doesn't feel so, even though I know it's still blue on that end, so that really doesn't change much there. But I think it's a little bit better. We get at least like 4, what's the word, like layers here. Well, I'm not gluing it down, which is great, but I'm also not, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? I think I'm being overdoing it, but now I'm wondering if this is just too much, but then nope, let me just do it. You need to not be so overly, what's the word? So I'm using my mini little tiny stapler to get it lightly in place. I missed that one, but that's okay. so that I don't have to do too much. There we go. And then all of this is going to get glued to this, so that part's not so bad. I'm using Fabri-Tac because there's so many things here. We're going to go underneath. We're going to glue it to the top here so that when I flip it up, okay, it is a bummer we're going to see that underside, but you know, the whole point is not to really see a lot of the, I'm just flipping it open real quick so we can see the pretty underneath. See our girl underneath. Let's see if I can get that nice and nailed it down. So we get a little glue under here just so it'll help. I lost my pink thumb thing. I have no idea where it is. It's hiding behind something somewhere, or it's on the floor underneath like a cart or something. I must have knocked it over, or one of the cats played with it and knocked it down, and I have no idea in my mess where my finger thing is. I was using it when we started this whole process. I normally throw it back into one of my jars, but it's not there, so I have no clue. Absolutely no clue where it went. I notice things are starting to move around and disappear again. Like, oh really? Okay, so once we glue it down, then this pops. Ooh, let's not do that. Yes, I want it glued down, but no, I don't want it glued to the thing. Let's do that. Okay. It's all paper stuff underneath, so when you flip it up, it is nothing pretty to look at. It is just on top, but you know, you can only do so much. If it bugs me later, I don't have to figure out something, but alright, so using the paper tab, so there we go, we see a hint of her, and all we have to do is flip it up, and there she is. Okay, she is hidden underneath everything. Now this I can use, this is just the one thing. Probably should have flipped it. I just realized, like, probably should have been a wider piece to glue down, but I just need to do that. But I thought, oh, we needed this big old thing. Yeah, this could have come down a little bit. Oh well. Little things, but it's just a hint of, it's the excitement of. We're gonna put that there, and the dogs are barking again, so sorry. They were really going at it before I started and had to close the door. I was trying to get the fresh air into the workspace garage and couldn't do that. Let's make sure. And I am glad we did a little bit of something to the underside because we do see that, but I can't do anything about this. This is a little blah. This is a little bummer, but which is where the fabric sometimes you get to, you know, you have something pretty all the way through, and that is not the case at the moment. But I could go back and stencil all of it. I could do something, but you know, I don't know. A little strip of something later. Let's see. Hold on. Some things I can do. Hold on. Let's see. I had. I don't mean blue though. I had a blue strip. I do. A blue, a pink, a gray. I'm like, I mean, I can do something to at least hide this. I can extend it this way and give it at least that, so you can't see the staples. Let's see. Might as well continue on with what we were doing, right? I have a few ideas to help make it a little less bleh. Okay, so one, we're going to almost cover up the, where is the, I love it when you're like, okay, where was that stamp? Let's go a little further. There we go. Okay, so we can do that. That helps with that part. Just to make it a little less modern, right? A little less, not so Yuck. And then I have one more day. I think we're going to stencil across the back of all of this real quick in one fell swoop. Or not one fell swoop, but in sections. Let's do it this way. Make sure everything goes good there. And I'm going to very carefully. Haha, I say that very carefully. And there's nothing under here. Yeah. Oh, I have another book. Hold on. I have another glue book that I can use under here just to bring it up so that I have something to press on and not ruin everything. And we're going to continue on with our lovely whatever that we got going here, our motif. And we're going to do some light stenciling over the back sides of these guys so that they don't look so stark, because it is very stark. There we go. And we can do this to where work our way down and we can just sort of reduce the crazy whiteness or give it that lace feel, a little bit of personality. There we go. And even go as far as dimension and sort of ink these so that what we see isn't so flat and isn't so blah. Now I know that one's here and I'm not going to go too crazy with it because, well, I don't think you're going to see it all when it's, you know, you're just flipping it open, but as a whole, I feel it needs a little TLC. Let's get that last little bit. Try not to get everything else too dirty, I just realized. See what else. I don't know. I had another thought for you for an idea what I was talking about. So we did the Olympics thing, which I think tonight is more gymnastics. So I realized doing that, trying to record the hour or so it was showing, did not show me what I wanted. So I did our prime time local whatever ordeal gives me all the highlights of the US stuff. I don't want to see everybody else, and they do tell me and show me what's going on, but it's like, right? I'm like, I want to see our girls. I want to see our, and I think swimming seems to be paired up with gymnastics, so hey, cool. I did get to watch France's swimmer totally nail the 400, which was absolutely awesome. He didn't quite beat, I don't think he beat his world record, that he, you know, Michael Phelps, whatever's U.S. one he beat in the competition to get to the Olympics. But yeah, no, we had that whole thing going on. But yeah, so I got to watch some swimming too with it last time. So now I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how tonight goes. And like last night, it would have been great to have all that last night. I had so much to do. I was working on thank yous and something in the product side. I was working about three or four different things. Did a lot of fussy cutting for the next like YouTube short reel thing, so too. So I was like, okay. Oh, the pile. Okay, then. How are we doing? Are we like totally up and over? But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, 58 minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this was my biggest thing. This is what I wanted to share with you guys. I did want to share this, and I am going to do a little bit of a faux here. It is moving a little more than I like. It is barely being glued down. So I'm going to get a little bit of glue under a spot here to help sort of keep my lace where I want it. It keeps sort of veering outward due to the lack of that staple. So I was like, ooh, okay. So some things I'm going to sort of glue down because I do want them to be a little bit more in place and a little bit more permanent, not so up and around. But there we go. It is done, ladies and gentlemen. I am so stoked. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted this crepe paper lace flip. We open it up. We get to see her. Beautiful bracelet, but brace. She is on her own with her lace. We did some stuff up here so it didn't look so bland, and I'm really glad we did that. Gives us our faux lacy feel. Alright, so it's a nice flip. Seems to be holding. I'm all stoked. So there we go. Look at that. We are getting done. We've got number of pages covered. We have 2, we have 3, we have 4, 5, 6 pages, and then we go 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have, say, 10 pages. We have 1 interactive. This is our second one, which isn't done. It's halfway. This won't take me very long, so I'll get it done. And it seems to be holding well enough in here. So when the whole thing picks up, see a little bit of a flip, this will come out. That'll take care of that weight and width. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, isn't she just lovely? Well, I'm very stoked that we did it. Thank you so much for coming along and watching us do a paper glaze flip on an altered book cover page. Altered book page, not cover. And it really is, you know, a nice little way to change up what you do and how to do it. And I like the other side has a different set of folds, so we're going to have a nice little pocket for that. And I'm just getting some blue in here because I feel like we need a little more blue in our white. Yeah, there we go. That's working nicely. So I hope you all loved it, liked it. We'll share it. We'll save it to your ordeals. This is not something you normally do, but it's really easy to do and kind of flip from papers, laces, fabrics, any kind of material that you have. Just vary it from horizontal and vertical, stack it to the best you can, put it together, glue it down, and ta-da! There we go. That easy, that fun, and can't go wrong. So love you all very much. We will see you in a few days, and I will do, we'll vary it up a little bit. I will do I have a little mini trifold, Z-fold ordeal that we will work on next, just to try to neutral it up. And then we have a die cut project for this weekend, and then we'll go into next week and we will see what else I can do for this book. It is going to be my main effect because there's all these fun things I'm doing to it. I hope keep finding new things and seeing new things on Instagram and whatnot, and go, ooh, I wonder if I can do that on the page. Wonder if we can do the effect on a set of 4 pages. So thank you all very much. Love you all so much. Happy Wednesday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope you get lots accomplished, a lot of inspiration, and you continue to have a wonderful day. Talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye.